Hi Amit, and welcome to your trial essay corrections. My name's Andrew, and I work at IELTSpodcast.com here with Ben and the others. I'll be correcting your word today, and what we try to do with these trial corrections is give you a nudge with some advice and some suggestions with regard to the mark scheme to help you produce some slightly better writing. Of course, to make any significant gains to writing, you need to make some repetitive corrections to train you to spot your own mistakes so that you can make them less in future. But for now, let's have a see how well you stuck to the requirements. In task and achievement, you are expected to respond to the question appropriately and fully, to recognise everything that it's asked of you, and to contain that in your answer, and to do so efficiently. Coherence and cohesion expects you to string your ideas together in the proper way, in the proper manner, with a good progression throughout. We should be able to follow it, and it should cause us no confusion. Under lexical resource, you're expected to have a variety of manners in which to say the most common aspects of the essay. So we avoid repetition, and in doing so, and also in exercising precision, we become stylish in our writing. So the sign of a level 8 is the presence of style. In grammatical range and accuracy, it's important that we vary our sentence structures, but that they are complex enough to accommodate the fact that we are sharing academic ideas. I can already tell from glancing over this particular essay that it's probably the best one I've seen today. You have a very wide range of vocabulary. You have no problem extracting ideas from the question. The one thing is that you could use a slightly firmer structure to your body paragraphs. I'll let you know what I mean in a second, but essentially we need a little bit of expansion and backing up. It's a lot of talk, and it needs some examples. You have a very eloquent opinion, but we need some examples. I would say this should be: the world we live in is becoming increasingly globalized, but then at the same time I would be wary of using this in the past tense. It's a fairly new word, and you would have to define it before using it in this manner. The globalized world is sort of a tabloid headline, and in an academic essay it needs to be expanded slightly more than that. We need to know a little bit more about what that means. But the rest of your work is written quite smoothly. Let's have a go. As businesses operating in one country try to spread their presence to other countries, the marketing of goods and services, so add the definite article there, the marketing of goods and services, I'd say has acquired an international dimension. Although this might be, no, I'll allow it, it's good, has acquired an international dimension. Many people consider international marketing to be intrusive, where others believe that it is an imperative aspect of an interconnected world. In my opinion, international marketing, or let's say global trade, international sales, should be encouraged, as it has several socio-economic benefits for all countries involved. If a country opts out of, then it will not be receiving the benefits. So let's make sure that we clarify for all countries involved. Admittedly, international marketing has its own share of disadvantages. I think this is too much. I think we should say admitted, because this makes it sound like an opinion piece. Admittedly, it makes it sound as if we're writing an article, but this first sentence of your paragraph should generally introduce the idea that you intend to discuss, and then you should expand into that idea slightly with your own thoughts, and then you should provide us with an example to show us your reasoning. We need to know why you think that, and that your reasoning is okay, and then you're not just making it up. And then at the end, given that we now know you are not making it up, you give one final sentence that explains the idea of the paragraph more fully. And that's a fully justified and expanded idea. Because it's factual. If we just speak our opinion as if it is fact, then that's where the style of an article comes from. Despite these evident drawbacks, international marketing has various benefits. Firstly, it spreads knowledge about the inventions and innovations of one country among people of different countries and provides them with ample choice at more favourable prices. Okay, so this is all one sentence. I think we should chop that down a bit, because my brain started to drop words around about here. So we should split this up. I think actually we could even just take this bit out and put a full stop after prices. I think this is self-evident in the first part of the statement. And then what's missing from this paragraph is essentially an example here. In between this bit and this bit, we need an example of a real-world observation or a study that's been published, something that justifies your thoughts. So something that ties this paragraph to reality, to the real world. How do we know this is true? And it should be in the middle here, before this. I really like this end sentence. This is great. But we need an example here. In conclusion, I firmly believe that in spite of being seen as invasive and intrusive, international marketing leads to numerous cross-border advantages on the economic as well as the social front, eventually leading to a more harmonized world. I would say eventually it could, or eventually it may lead, but we cannot speak with certainty about the future. Eventually may lead to a more harmonized world order in the long run. Eventually and in the long run mean the same thing. And a more harmonized world is not very specific, it's not very precise language. Tell us what you mean by that. What does that look like in your head? Because I can't see it. But that was great. It is actually the best one I've seen today. Very impressed indeed. Like I said, all you need to do is wedge some examples in there. But if you would like to continue receiving corrections in this manner, where I sit and point out all of your mistakes, you can subscribe to our course via the link in this email. I do hope to be seeing more of your work soon, Amit. Until then, have a lovely day. I'll speak to you soon. Bye now.